is August 5th. We are headed to Cottonmouth. A lot of people don't know this at this point, especially you viewers and our fans and friends and fellow hunters, but we're headed to Cottonmouth to start moving all our stands to our new lease, Kudzu Bluff. We will no longer be hunting at Cottonmouth. It's kind of a sad day. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like when your kids leave for college. You're moving out to a new destination. Snake boots are a must at Cottonmouth, hence the name Cottonmouth. Well, buddy, this might be one of the last times we see that sign in that skinning shed.
It's kind of weird to think about.
Because you start thinking about all the times and you realize, gosh, it's been almost 6 years that we've been here at Cottonmouth, and you know, the world's apt to change, and we all agree that dealing with the river like we have in the last 3 years straight, that it's been a huge factor on what we do, not to mention the deer themselves. So I'm up for a new venture. I was telling Slade on the way here, I said the funny thing is I believe I'm gonna be able to trade in all my rubber boots for some normal boots.
Yeah.
I say we can start pulling stands, get as many as we can today, and work our way through it. Just take our time. And the cool thing is going to be driving through those woods. Every time you drive by a stand or a tree or a spot, you think, man, I remember seeing this buck here. I remember this happened here. And that's what hunting's about, memories, right?
Pile of memories in those woods.
That's what makes it more fun. Yeah. This is Chances. We call it the Chances food plot over the years. Gosh, you've seen us hunt this spot, especially during bow season with the persimmons on both sides of the plot.
What is he doing up there?
Man, I remember my first time pulling a stand.
Me too. I accidentally dropped it on somebody's head.
We're headed to a new place. We have a new place. We mentioned it before. It's called Kudzu Bluff. It's over in the hills, but today we're going to spend the day and probably most of tomorrow picking up stands, moving stands, and reliving Cottonmouth. It's going to hurt my heart to go and pull down bow dock.
So, talking about spots that got some history, Brad and Troy found it one morning scouting, probably 3 seasons ago. And then that was one of the coolest calling hunts, Troy, with Brad.
I lost him. Oh, there he is. He's coming, Troy. He's coming right at us, right there. Man, what a nice deer. You know, what you want to recreate, we've talked about it, there's really no wrong way to do it. Just, I don't like to overdo it too much. Once I get their attention, I'll stop, because I want them to look for me then, but just a lot of times they'll look, and that's when you get the old magic can out. And then for 20 years, we have been calling up whitetails with this right here.
This has been a productive spot for sure.
The all-new Broadhead, the most accurate archery rangefinder on the planet, with unheard of accuracy to plus or minus 0.3 yards, out to 150 yards. With revolutionary full-spectrum ranging technology, it delivers lethal precision regardless of target, lighting, or reflectivity for an unmatched advantage in the field. The all-new Broadhead from Bushnell. Tested, proven, accurate.
Any hunt, any range. Go farther with Federal Premium Terminal Ascent. Match accuracy at extreme range. Bonded construction for deep, straight line penetration. Consistent expansion where other bullets fail. It all comes together in the best hunting rifle round ever made, period. Federal Premium Terminal Ascent. No limits. For more than 125 years, Savage has embodied the American spirit through a legacy of accuracy and unwavering dependability. We've defined an industry and continue to shape its future. Savage is for those who never settle. Authentic, true, and American strong. We are Savage.
This segment of The Truth is brought to you by Black Gold and Ripcord. Well, it's kind of a bittersweet day, and a sweaty one at that. We're still pulling down stands and reliving past hunts as we say goodbye to Cottonmouth.
It's kind of ironic that we're pulling this stand right now because the biggest whitetail I've ever killed with a bow in my life. This is where I killed Mufasa. This is buckshot ladder 3. Has nothing to do with killing them with buckshot, it just has to do with the road is named Buckshot and it's the ladder number 3. And Mufasa walked out of that thicket right there. I was sitting in that stand, Lake was with me, and we were doing a closing. Lake said, well, let's go ahead and close out because we're about out of light. And Lake goes, Troy, Troy, Troy. And I looked down and he was standing right there. And I smooth shot clean over his back on the first shot. And I didn't even look. I grabbed the arrow watching him and he stopped. And I put the arrow in my bow and he stopped out there and he turned broadside. And the only reason he stopped is there's a big 9-point that was with him. We never saw him again. He was right over here making a script and Mufasa turned around to look at him and I shot him. So this stand, and probably for me, and I don't want to say one of the most memorable, but it is one of the most memorable deer I've ever killed out here.
Wilbur killed one right there too, right about where Slade's standing. Right about where you stand is where he shot him at.
I'll try to get him if we can. Man. That may be one of the best, fastest, quickest, most fun hunts. Allowing a minute to pray and thank God for just the health and family and beautiful PY buck.
I filmed one of my favorite hunts that I've had with Wilbur happening right here.
That was if there's ever going to be a big deer that does everything that one could do outside of calling him in, he just walked up. Actually, Wilbur was looking at another thing. I think you saw him.
Yeah, we used it. Remember, because we used that shot in the opening for forever. He stood like right along on this edge and was making a scrape.
Yeah, and then he walked across here, made a scrape here, and walked right in front of y'all.
And I think that was like the widest deer that we killed here. That sucker was wide.
After winning the coin toss with Jimbo, and might I mention, I rigged the two-headed coin, we head in two opposite directions for the evening hunt. Jimmy is going to the far south end of the farm, while Lake and I head north to the stand Brad and I set up last week. We've been waiting on a north wind for 2 weeks, and we finally got it.
So next week's Thanksgiving week. We've had very little moisture, but what little bit we've had, the wheat's coming up in this little food plot really good, and the deer are just hammering it. There's nothing tender for them to eat except for this right now. We hung it last week when we found it, and we put a camera over there on that tree right there. And there were a lot of deer in here yesterday before dark, but there's 2 shooters that we want to look at that we saw here on the camera, a big 6 and a real nice 8. Should be good.
Straight
There's probably a dozen scrapes around the perimeter of this small plot. And after seeing this fella in action, there's no doubt who's boss on the north end of Cottonmouth.
Meh. What an afternoon.
We had to work for that one, didn't we?
You know what? All these years, I've said it before, I've said it again, thank you, Lord, for allowing me to have a passion for something that gives me something to focus on, to do, to get away from the hustle and bustle, to make a living, being a part of it. It's pretty cool.
What's that on your pants?
Oh, Chuckleberg.
You short an air, aren't you?
No.
Huh? Come here. What y'all done?
We done killed a big one.
A big one?
A big one.
Great. Where is he?
He's in a daggum thicket, and I'm telling you what, I ain't got enough energy, even with Lake, to get him out. We've had some good times, haven't we, Jimbo?
Yes, sir. More to come.
More to come.
That's the neat thing about all these spots, man, is just remembering them.
I said, you can't sit here and do what we're doing right now and not feel a little bit nostalgic.
Kind of reminds me when I go home to Louisiana and go fishing, and you drive by a point and go, man, I remember sitting right there one day and I just smoked them. And you think, you go for a little ways and you go, why didn't I just stop there and try it again?
One arrow says it's super straight. Another is extreme straight, whatever that means. So, what's true? Every arrow comes straight out of the box, but only one stays straight. In the truck, through the air, out the rib cage, and into the dirt. Shot after shot. That's gold tip straight. Start tough, stay true.
You know what's fun with a bow? It's one of the oldest weapons in the world, and every year we are expected to build a better one. This year's product is to strive to get even more balance than we've ever had before. The sight, the stabilizer, the quiver, we're looking at how that all melds together into a package that feels ergonomically like one unit. And this is where the V3X has really come in strong.
Well, we still have one thing left to do today at Cottonmouth, and that's to say goodbye to the Queen, the Mississippi River.
That's a lot of water in a little short time, ain't it?
I can't remember. Honestly, I'm trying to remember the last time I saw it this low.
The last time I saw it this low was 3 years ago, and me and Jordan were hunting one afternoon on the state line right on the river, in that spot we had right there. Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, think about it. Last year across there, you could see those trees. You got those tall willows and the short willows. The water was completely over the short willows.
The short willows were nothing but structure. You
yeah.
Try to catch the crappie.
Well, one thing about the Mississippi River that's always true. She's apt to change. Mm-hmm. She's going to change depth. She's going to change course, and that old water's going to do what it wants to do. It's 2 o'clock. I figure if we can get out about 7 to 8 more stands before 4. Be just in time to reminisce and stop at the dock and get a sandwich.
Ooh.
See how I think?
Might as well look at the river, tell it by one last time though, you know.
I can't speak for the rest of the guys, but if there's one thing I will miss more than any, it's breakfast and all the great times we've had at the skinning shed. After all, this is what being at deer camp is all about.
Wilbur's always late. You tell him 10 o'clock, he'll be there 10:30.
What? You gonna start doing this full time?
No.
He needs to.
Boy, like Primos.
Like he's a lot better cooking than he is.
He's good at it. When you're tagged out, you got things like this you can do. But
Shut up. Don't be talking. The only reason you tagged out because I didn't want to kill that deer.
no, that's why you put that crease across his back, huh? Shot at him at 55
I was
yards.
not going to get him to run 3/4 of a mile. I had to scare him.
Now, what Cousin Jimmy's referring to there was the evening I missed the Big Ten. But all I was really doing was trying my best to help Jimmy out.
Meh.
There's no way that they just shot over top his back.
Well, he ducked a lot, but I couldn't tell if he would have been there or not.
It was both.
That hair touched him, didn't it?
Almost when he turned around.
Yeah. That's a new buck. I don't remember seeing that buck.
Not an hour after I missed Big Ten, well, he showed up at Jimmy's spot. Only difference is, Jimbo with a rifle, well, he ain't gonna miss.
That's a good buck there. Are you ready? Yeah. You missed.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
I missed that deer today.
You missed him?
I missed that.
Thank you, Will.
Ran your way!
Way to go.
Hey, good job.
Oh, thank you, man. We said when he shot, when that deer went that way, we said, you know what if that deer ran by Jimmy?
Oh, that deer wasn't running. You didn't scare him too bad.
He was running when he left us. Oh my God, that's him!
I saw them 2 sporks right there. And
I saw that.
And that picture that you sent.
Oh, that's good. Thank you, Wilbur.
That's awesome, Jimbo.
So we got a bow hunt and a gun hunt with you.
With the same deer.
That is a beautiful, look at that old big rascal there, would you?
Some blinds are built for the tough stuff, some not so much. Double bull blinds are field tested to be more reliable, more durable, and more adaptable, with more ways to make you invisible. And the warranty? That's a lifetime thing too, all of which make the Double Bull difference undeniable. Double Bull, be unstoppable.
This segment of The Truth is brought to you by Ozonics and Tight Spot Quivers.
Lemon patch, but it ain't all growed up like this.
Yeah.
Plenty of good hunts happen out of here.
We have, yeah, you and Tommy Howard.
We didn't kill that deer, but it was a cool hunt.
Sure did, but man, that deer come out just screaming, chasing does.
Probably my personal favorite hunt that happened from here.
I know what you're
the last deer that Jimmy killed with his bow was right here.
That's right, right there.
Yeah.
Actually, in that tree right there.
You know what Jimmy said when he was doing his opening? He said, "We're in a really, really good spot."
The last thing I remember about this place right here is me and Jimmy in the blind right over there, and he was trying to cock his crossbow. fell out the back of the blind.
Get your bow recocked. We still got a few minutes before dark. Easy. Stop. You better. That was good. You're gonna have to help. Yeah, I'm gonna get you. Hold on. I'm gonna move this stuff out the way. Trigger stick. Put your feet up against mine. Alright. Hold my wrist. There you go. I ain't got you. Ready? Go. Get this thing out from under me. Stop. We can't cry about it. We're going to land. Alright. Ready? Yep.
We love you, Jimbo. Well, the guys are done pulling stands and saying goodbye. So now it's time to leave the mighty river and head for the hills.
This is it. Stands, buggies. We came back and got the last load. We made a load back in the 1st of May with all of our stuff from the houses, but then we had to come in the woods, wait for the water to go down to get stands and all that stuff. So we're saying goodbye to Cottonmouth and hello to Kudzu Bluff. Hour and 50-minute drive across the river from Cottonmouth here to the Kudzu Bluff. You can't see it, but the bluff is actually right here. I mean, we are literally on the bluffs of the Delta. Gonna unload all these stands, put them right here, and next week we'll start the whole process of everybody getting together and figuring out what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it, when we're gonna do it, and who's gonna do it. And we got a bunch of who's around here, so we're gonna get together and make this thing happen. This is gonna be our spot right here. We're working on out of where we're gonna park everything. Got the tractor, the bush hog there. We're gonna cover that. We'll be able to pull buggies up under here when it's raining and nasty. Maybe build a little skilling shed. I don't know, we might even just hang up a block and tackle in a tree and skin our deer with headlights on at night. Who knows?